NBA fans have the tendency to compare greatness. It's just what we do. Stephen Curry and Magic Johnson might be the two greatest point guards of all time, but what about the rest of the pack? In this video, we're going to rank the 15 greatest point guards to ever play the game. 15. Chauncey Billups. Stats don't tell the whole story when it comes to Chauncey Billups' dominance, but one number that the Colorado native consistently racked up throughout his career was wins. Billups was a big, physical, smart, and skilled point guard that never tried to do too much. One word that could be used to describe Billups is reliable. Billups was amongst the greatest shooters in history, both from three and from the free throw line. In the early 2000s, Billups made 7 consecutive conference finals appearances. He won the league championship and finals MVP in 2004 against a dominant Lakers team. 14. Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is still in the prime of his playing career, but at the age of 33, he's already earned a spot on our list. He doesn't have the trophies to put him in the top 10, but he does have the numbers. Lillard has made 1 conference finals appearance and has never made it to the NBA Finals. However, he is one of the elite shooters and scorers in NBA history. By the time Lillard is done, he's likely to be top 5 in free throw percentage and three-pointers made in NBA history. He also has a realistic chance of becoming a top 10 scorer of all time. If Lillard can adapt as he ages and rack up some hardware in the later stages of his career, he could potentially climb up this list. 13. Tony Parker. Kobe Bryant famously claimed that Tony Parker was the reason he didn't win more NBA championships. And there's definitely a lot of truth to that statement. The French Tony Parker started for the San Antonio Spurs for 16 straight seasons. He was one of the fastest and elite dribblers to ever step on the hardwood. Parker was a master of changing pace and picking his spots. He knew when to find his teammates, and he also knew when it was his time to break down the D and simply drop in a floater of his own. His gamesmanship earned him 4 NBA titles as a starting point guard for the Spurs and the Finals MVP award in the 2006-2007 NBA season. 12. Gary Payton. The Glove makes it on our list as the 12th greatest point guard in history. He wasn't quite as offensively dominant as some other scoring guards on the list, but he's second to none defensively. At 6'4", Payton won the Defensive Player of the Year award in the 1995-96 season. He's one of only 2 point guards to win the award in the past 30 years. Payton also led the Sonics to 6 consecutive 55-win seasons in the 1990s, including an NBA Finals appearance in which he lost to the Chicago Bulls in 1996. Then he managed to cap off his career with an NBA championship in 2006 in a key role as the Miami Heat's backup point guard. 11. Russell Westbrook. You could make a strong argument that Russell Westbrook should be much higher on this list. He's the all-time leader in triple-doubles by a landslide. He's also second in NBA history in usage to only Michael Jordan. Westbrook's pace and do-everything style defied what was thought to be statistically possible by an NBA player. He might have a highest motor of any player in history. Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double in 4 separate seasons. He led the league in scoring 2 times and led the league in assists 3 times. He's also on the short list of point guards to win an MVP award. However, despite his incredible stats, Westbrook has also been highly criticized for his efficiency and decision-making throughout his career. He made the NBA Finals once before losing to the Miami Heat. But since he played with Kevin Durant, Westbrook has only won 1 playoff series and has yet to prove that he can adjust his game to become an effective role player. 10. Chris Paul. Since winning Rookie of the Year following the 2004-2005 season, Chris Paul has provided exceptional point guard skills for every team he's played for. He's tactical, efficient, and incredibly skilled. He's currently 3rd all-time in both assists and steals, and he's still going strong at age 37. CP3 has made every team he's played for better. He went to the NBA Finals for the first time in his career in 2021 with the Suns before an injury limited his capabilities. Same thing happened during his outstanding season with the Rockets when CP3 had to miss Games 6 and 7 of the conference finals. He's never won an MVP award or a championship, but he's led the league in assists 5 times, steals 6 times, and has been selected as an All-Star 12 times in his NBA career. 9. John Stockton. John Stockton is far from the flashiest player in NBA history, but his numbers speak for themselves. Stockton's the all-time NBA leader in both steals and assists by a country mile, which is a testament to his longevity. He dominated the NBA, leading the league in assists for 9 consecutive seasons. He led the league in steals twice and was named as an NBA All-Defensive Player 5 times. He made it to the NBA Finals twice, both times being eliminated by the Chicago Bulls in 6 games. Stockton will always be remembered for his feisty and tactical playing style, as well as his unstoppable execution of the pick and roll alongside Karl Malone. 8. Jason Kidd. There are a lot of similarities between Russell Westbrook's style of play and Jason Kidd's. J. Kidd lacked an effective jump shot in the first half of his career, but he was still able to dominate. Kidd was a do-everything point guard that loved to get out in the fast break and find his teammates for easy buckets. He was a magician with the basketball, leading the NBA in assists 5 separate seasons. Kidd currently ranks 2nd all-time in both assists and steals, only to John Stockton. He was never an elite scorer, but he was a big-time contributor on the defensive end. In our minds, Kidd is the 2nd greatest defensive point guard in NBA history, trailing only Gary Payton. He never won an MVP award, but Kidd ranks highly on our all-time list due to his ability to find ways to win. Kidd made it to back-to-back NBA Finals as the star of the Nets in the early millennium. Then he completely revamped his game in his 30s to dominate a slow-paced half-court offense that revolved around Dirk Nowitzki in Dallas. He became an elite three-point shooter, shooting over 40% from long range for the Mavs, and in doing so, he earned himself an NBA title in 2011. 7. James Harden. One could argue whether or not James Harden should qualify as a point guard or a shooting guard, but we believe that for the majority of his career, he's played the point guard position for his team. He won the league MVP in 2017, then followed that up with 2 of the greatest scoring seasons in league history. From 2017 to 2019, Harden averaged over 35 points a game. He's led the NBA in scoring 3 times and led the NBA in assists twice. Harden only made it to the finals once, but has guided his team to the playoffs for 15 straight seasons. His ability to get to the line and his iconic step-back jumper allowed Harden to score at will. If he can win a championship before he retires, he'd move himself into the top 5 on our list. 6. Steve Nash. Steve Nash never made it to the NBA Finals, but he did make it to the conference finals in 4 separate seasons. He led a historically good Phoenix Suns offense. Nash was the NBA assist champion 5 times and won 2 league MVP awards. Though critics argue whether Nash deserved his MVPs, one thing that can't be denied is his statistical contributions. Nash wasn't only an all-time great passer, he was one of the most elite sharpshooters to ever play the game. He shot over 42% from 3 and over 90% from the free throw line throughout his career. In 4 separate seasons, he shot over 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line, stats that rank him amongst elite company. Since Nash is an all-time great passer and the 2nd best shooting point guard in league history, he ranks number 6 despite never going to the NBA Finals. 5. Isaiah Thomas. Zeke was the full package at point guard. He could score, pass, and defend with the best of them. His dribbling and passing were nearly unstoppable, but his ability to win defines his career. Isaiah Thomas retired at age 31. It was the only season of his career that he wasn't named an All-Star. But before his retirement, he went to 3 NBA Finals and won 2 of them as the star and the leader for the Bad Boy Pistons. The Pistons won 2 championships when Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird were all near the prime of their careers. For that reason, Zeke ranks higher than others with more eye-popping stats. 4. Allen Iverson. Iverson didn't have the longevity that some of the other players on this list did, but his talent was undeniable. Iverson was beyond electric on the basketball court. He goes down as one of the elite scoring guards in NBA history. His speed and ball handling skills put him in a league of his own, above any other player to step foot on the court. He led the NBA in scoring in 4 separate seasons. Iverson won the league MVP in the year 2000, at which time he was legitimately the second best player alive after Shaquille O'Neal. The same season, he led his 76ers to the NBA Finals before losing to the Lakers. But we can't entirely blame Iverson. Of all the players on this list, it's possible that Iverson was given the least talent to work with. His best teammate during his prime in Philly was an aging Dikembe Mutombo. Had Iverson been given the help he deserved, we could be talking about him as a top 10 basketball player in league history. 3. Oscar Robertson. It's tough to compare a player from the 1960s to the stars of today. However, Oscar Robertson has the stats and resume that earn him recognition as an all-time legend for several decades beyond his playing days. He won 1 NBA championship as well as 1 MVP award. But he led the league in assists 7 times and averaged over 30 points per game 6 times. He's one of the all-time leaders in triple-doubles, averaging 25.7 points, 9.5 assists, and 7.5 rebounds per game throughout his entire career. These are numbers that we couldn't ignore. Another stat that stood out to us was his .838 career free throw percentage. 2. Stephen Curry. Right now, we have Stephen Curry ranked as the second best point guard in NBA history. His 4 championships, 6 finals appearances, and 2 league MVPs and 2 league scoring titles rank him amongst the greatest players of all time. He is the undisputed best shooter in NBA history with more three-pointers made than any other. Curry's dominance has changed the way that basketball is taught and played worldwide, and he's still playing some of the best basketball of his entire career at age 35. 1. Magic Johnson. Last but definitely not least is the greatest point guard of all time, Magic Johnson. For a detailed analysis, check out our video where we compared the stats and careers of Magic and Curry to determine who truly is the point guard GOAT. After doing our diligence, we have to give the edge to Magic Johnson. His 5 championships and 3 MVPs are superior to Curry, but more importantly, his analytics prove that he was more dominant in his own era, albeit a less talented era, than Curry has been in his. Magic Johnson's 11.2 assists per game throughout his entire career ranks him first all time. At 6'9", Magic could just about do it all. He brought glory to Los Angeles, starring for the Showtime Lakers, and should be penciled in as a top 5 NBA player to ever touch the court. There you have it. That's our ranking of the 15 greatest point guards in NBA history. Let us know in the comments section whether you agree or disagree with our rankings. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more of our sports news and insights.